This is Greg from Gag Order Radio here with Generationals. They're playing today at the TT and the Bears in Boston, Cambridge. And I guess my first question is, what made you guys get into music? What made you want to pick up an instrument for the first time?
I was given a electric guitar for Christmas, and I kind of put it in the closet for a while, and then I found it one day and was just like, started learning a couple songs like on 2 strings, and that was a while ago. I mean, that was like when I was 11 or 12 or something.
That too. No, I got a guitar I think when I was maybe 13, but I did because it looked like fun. I always kind of wanted to play guitar, I didn't know how to, and I had like little toy guitars and stuff, but ever since I got a real one, I just love to play every day, so still do.
And so what brought you guys together musically? Like, where did you guys meet? Did you meet through friends, or how did the whole band really start kicking off?
We met in high school. We went to high school together, and but we didn't start a band until much later, when we were about like 21, and that was our previous band, which we were in for a couple years, and then after that band kind of fell apart, then we started this band because we weren't done writing songs and trying to do shows.
That's right. Also, I would say, I think we both kind of liked a lot of the same music when we were teenagers and stuff, and we were pretty close with a couple other, friends from school. We would hang out a lot and like learn guitar songs and stuff. So, yeah, I think we just have a similar sort of background with music, and that helped us be able to kind of like speak the same language. You know what I mean? So anyway. Yeah.
And so what would that language be like? Do you have any major influences that you guys can kind of like coincide on and draw influences off and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I think when we started, I think we both knew a fair amount of Beatles songs and like how to play them, and learned a lot about sort of chord progressions and structures and stuff from them. But that was when we were teenagers, and it hasn't been like as upfront an influence more recently, but it did give us a basis to like kind of know how to at least start to structure songs together. So it's basically like a beat. It's like Beatles is like Latin, you know what I mean? And now we're kind of like working in English, like different interpretations of basically what they invented. But yeah, but now it's more like we do a lot of more electronic stuff at this point in our in our career. So we're just building on that.
Right. I like that phrase. Beatles are Latin of music. And so I think it's a very common thing that like New Orleans is where you guys are from. They're very stooped in jazz, very stooped in kind of folk and soul. And I was wondering if you guys brought any ties of that into your music at all, like maybe even like before, and then it's progressed, evolved into your own sound, or can you speak on any sort of New Orleans inspiration?
Yeah, it's not a very big town, and we do have, even as teenagers, had a lot of friends who played music in New Orleans, and a good friend of ours' dad is a famous musician in New Orleans, so I think we grew up around the culture of professional sort of like New Orleans style musicians. It is a kind of music that's different than what we do, and it's more based on, going back to like jazz, it's more improvisational. It's more about like being a kind of a really great musician, virtuoso of an instrument, which neither of us really are. We're kind of more, think of ourselves more as like songwriters. So I think being around a lot of music and a lot of musicians planted the seed maybe that was a thing that grown-ups could do, but we don't carry much of the direct New Orleans style of music in our music now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It influenced us, and that kind of did make us want to do music. But it's harder to point to musically, what we picked up from that. I mean, I know we probably did somewhere really deep down, but yeah.
Right. And so you guys have 2 albums out. Last one released in 2011. Is there any future work we can get forward looking to? And you should let the people know where they can find your music, so your new fans can hop on board. Yeah. So what do you have planned coming up for your listeners?
Well, we just put out this EP, and we're playing those songs on this tour, which I'm enjoying playing a lot. it's an EP called Lucky Numbers that just came out. And then our next move is we have a full length that's going to be coming out in 2013. So we're going to be announcing when that's coming out, probably sometime soon. But yeah, that's the next big thing, is a full length, which we spent the whole first part of this year recording. It's pretty much done now. So yeah, that's what next year will be for us.
All right, that's the Generationals. Gag Order Radio once again, playing at TT the Bears in Cambridge. Come check them out. YouTube. Do you guys have a website they can visit?
Generationals.com.
Generationals.com. Signing out.